Hello everybody, welcome back to Lorcana Academy. We wanted to make a short video today explaining some of the different formats that you can play in Lorcana. And the reason we wanted to do that today is because over the next 2 weeks, we have some gameplay episodes coming out that share some of those unique formats with you. Up until this point, you have only seen us play 2-player core constructed games of Lorcana. However, that is going to be changing over the next few weeks, and we are starting to get into some more fun and funky versions of the game. And this is very relevant, especially when most of us have pretty light collections. The game is still really hard to find and pick up in paper product, so our building options are limited. So being able to build sort of sealed and drafts and play 4-player games is super important and makes things a lot more fun. Now, first off, if you guys are finding this video because you're looking for Lorcana rules, I'll go ahead and start with the core constructed. Now that is the base level 2-player game that you guys are going to be building. There are a total of 6 inks and you can only use 2 of them. That is the rule. And you're going to be building a 60 card minimum deck. Now within those 60 cards, you can have up to 4 copies of anything you'd like. Now, unlike other games where you have mana to put into your pool, you are only going to be putting in playable cards because the inking system in Lorcana has the built-in mana base. So 60 card minimum, 4 copies maximum of any one card. Now, if you're new to the game, I highly recommend you pick up those starter decks because it will get you started and get you familiar with what the decks should look like and how the game plays. But from here on out, we're going to be talking about all of those unique formats that you can get into with your friends now that you've started playing Lorcana. Let's go ahead and start with Sealed. This is one of my all-time favorite formats in any card game that I play. It's great for people who are trying to build a collection and don't have all of the cards and want to jump in and start playing right away. So the way Sealed works is you actually get 6 packs of Lorcana each person, and you're going to be building a deck from that. So let's say you get your first box of Lorcana. It certainly isn't enough to build a tier 1 deck to start playing in events, but you and your friends can have a great time opening the product, play right away, and then rebuild those cards into something else later. So let's go ahead and you open those 6 packs, and you're going to be building a 40 card minimum deck. This is 20 cards less than the constructed version, but that's just because you don't have as many cards to build from. The other cool lack of restriction is that you don't have a 2 ink maximum. You get to play anything from any ink. You're mostly focused on your mana curve and your good, strong creatures and spells. So any ink, up to all 6 of them, and a 40 card maximum with your 6-pack pool. Later next week, we will actually be posting a double elimination bracket amongst our deans here, so you guys will be able to see those sealed pools in action. Next up, we have Draft. This is a common way for players to play a limited format. It's very common in Magic. The major difference is that you have 4 packs of Lorcana instead of 3, which you have in most trading card games. So you're going to open a single pack. Each player has 4 of them in front of themselves. You open one at a time, you pick 1 card from that pack, and you pass it around the table. You get to keep all of the cards that you draft. You keep going until that pack has nothing left. And then you'll go ahead and open your second, and you're going to pass it in the opposite direction. And then you do it again for pack 3 and 4. And once all of the cards from the packs are gone, that is your building pool. And again, you can build from any ink, and that's it. That is Sealed Lorcana. It is a great way, like I said, for you and your friends to play when you have limited collections and you only are able to find maybe a box and you don't have anything yet. You can just start playing right away, and you have plenty of ways to rebuild that. You can also take pictures of actual packs, so that way you can reshuffle around these sealed pools and play over and over again with your friends. It's actually a ton of fun. But let's go ahead and talk about the format that I feel like most of you are going to be interested in. If you guys are Magic players, then you guys know that there is a Commander format. So let's go ahead and talk about 3- and 4-player Lorcana. So it is actually in the rulebook that you guys can play multiplayer. Unlike other card games like Magic for Commander, the player who goes first does not draw because it says that all rules stay the same for the base game. So that's going to be one of the unique things. So you're going to play just like normal. You're going to get 2 or 3 of your other friends, and you create your starting hand as normal. The player who goes first is not going to draw. Now, the unique thing about this game is that nobody ever gets knocked out. Unlike Commander in Magic, one player dies, you got to sit and watch the other 3 players until the game is over and you can start the next game. Lorcana is a resource building game, not a life loss game. So players are in the game the entire time, which makes it really fun and unique compared to other multiplayer card games. It makes it a little bit more like a board game. The other fun thing about this format is that cards that maybe aren't quite as good in a 2-player standard core constructed game become much, much better in these formats because of the word each opponent. So let's take a look at Aladdin Street Rat. When this character is played, each opponent loses 1 lore. So you're no longer getting that 1 lore swing, you're actually removing up to 3 lore from your opponents, which makes Aladdin the Street Rat a lot better of a card. You also have cards like You Have Forgotten Me. Each opponent chooses and discards 2 cards. So in a one-on-one game, this is only a 1-card bonus, whereas it's actually a 5-card bonus now that 3 opponents have all had to discard. So it makes building decks a lot more fun and unique than it would be in a 2-player game. So it allows you a lot more flexibility when playing with multiple friends to build things that your deck can focus on less bombs and expensive cards that you might not have access to, and focus more a little bit on silly commons and uncommons that have really fun multiplayer interactions. And lucky for you guys, we are going to be posting one of these videos here this week. Chances are by the time you're watching this, it is already up. The 4 deans here at Lorcana Academy have shuffled up and made unique decks with our collections. They're pretty low power. Each player had 1 box to build from, and we are going to be playing both sealed and 4-player sort of Commander Lorcana. And what we did to make this more fun and unique is we gave each player, we drafted the colors. It was 4 players, so we do have 2 colors that have 1 overlap, but we drafted colors like we all rolled a dice, and whoever got the highest number got to pick their color, and then so on and so forth around the table, and then we built around those pools. We had, between the group of us, we had a total of 3 boxes, and we built all of our decks from those 3 boxes, and because we didn't really share colors, each person had the full 3 boxes worth of cards to build from. So, you know, a couple of us did have 2 and 3 of the same rares, which was really nice, but they're not tier 1 decks. You know, we only have 1 copy of a bomb, so it made it much more attainable for those of you guys who are struggling to get product. So that is the end of this video for the alternate versions of Lorcana gameplay. And again, you can look out for those actual paper versions, and you can see them live here on this channel over the next few weeks. The next time you guys will see me here on Lorcana Academy, I'll be doing an update for Chapter 2 and the second wave of the printing for Chapter 1 to make sure you guys have all the information you need to get back into this game. All right, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys at the table. Bye.